So we are in manual mode and listen to that. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be going over the all-new BMW 8 Series convertible. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the BMW of Pleasant Grove, Utah for giving me some time with this convertible. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help whatsoever, just ask for Brendan. And if you don't know, the BMW of Pleasant Grove does not charge any sort of markups over MSRP whatsoever on any of the new products. So if you want a great deal on a BMW, ask for Brendan. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 4.4-liter V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 17 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 523 horsepower and then 553 pound-feet of torque. And look at that carbon fiber. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, starting with the hood, you guys can see super distinctive body lines there on either side. This color is called Frozen Pure Gray Metallic, and it's such a cool color. And then coming down below, you guys can see with the anniversary logo there on the front end, and then notice the grille, how it's darker in coloration. You've got BMW signature LED lights with the daytime running lights, and then all of the darker accenting there at the bottom. And then of course there's the little itty bitty M logo. And seriously, when you put this all together, this car looks fantastic with the satin finish on the paint. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 245 35 20 in the front, and then 275 30 20 in the rear. And then look at these wheels. You got the silver on the top of the black below that, and you got the M on the brake caliper. Notice the caliper is painted black. And then taking a look at the side profile here on the 8 Series convertible, just look how sharp the lines are. You've got that vent piece there on the front end. And again, the satin paint on this car just really makes everything pop. So here's our key fob. We have our unlock function, our lock function, and the opening here for the trunk. Now, being a convertible, storage space is not necessarily the best, but this is pretty typical with this type of car. But I mean, at least you can kind of throw stuff underneath and everything. It's got some stuff going for it. And then we do have this function right here to lock it, and then you got this that you can press and, well, it'll lower the trunk right back down. And then we have the really cool 8 Series taillights. I mean, look at that, especially here at night. It looks fantastic. Got a little xDrive badge down below that again, the anniversary logo there, and then notice M850i, so cool. Some other stuff, we got parking sensors here. You guys can see the covers over the exhaust tips, and notice it's all dark here at the bottom. And yeah, just look at this thing. Such a cool looking car on the outside. I actually like this as a convertible. Now, starting with the door panel here, you guys can see beautiful leather trim here at the top, and look at the contrasted stitching. And then down below with that red leather, I love the two-tone design. All over window controls, and look at the finish on these controls. With your mirror adjustments, the mirrors do power fold in. You also have memory seats, and then a little BMW door handle. And then Bowers & Wilkins sound system, love the speaker there. And then the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. Now, normally this is where I start to dive into the interior, but since this is a convertible, we're gonna drop the top first so the lighting's better for you guys. Now, taking the top down is super easy. Just press this button right here, press it down. Windows will roll down, and then the mechanism will start popping there in the back. And the camera doesn't want to focus because, well, nighttime, but boom! Super quick. That looks so cool. And then it's done. And would you look at this, with the top down, we can see the rear seats just fine. So really nice leather here, notice perforated there in the center, and then you guys can see black there on the side. Look at the speaker for the Bowers & Wilkins sound system, and there's stitching there at the top, like crazy, cool luxury stuff. And then you've got these little things which will pop out with hoops if you roll over, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, decent back seats. Well, I mean, you can't really have legs if you're sitting back there, but it's okay because the headroom is infinite. And then taking a look at the front seats, you guys can see just as nice as the rear. And notice we got the windscarf there, which is pretty cool. Perforated all down the center portion. Beautiful. And look at that, power adjustments. You've got even like the bolstering there. And then, well, if the camera will focus, it says M850i carbon core. Pretty cool looking pedals just down below. And then you guys can see our light controls, and the steering wheel is power adjustable. Now with the steering wheel, we've got really nice leather trim all around, even with the airbag cover, and then you got the normal BMW logo there, heated steering wheel button, and then you can see here with the M logo at the bottom. Paddle shifters here on the back for that 8-speed automatic transmission, and then you do have stuff like adaptive cruise control, you got steering assistance, and turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock. Full digital gauge cluster here in the center. It shows you like the navigation there, and then you can see, you know, speed, RPMs, all that. But it's fun when you change the drive mode. So we've got adaptive, and notice nothing crazy there. Eco Pro fully changes the gauge cluster. And then you got comfort, and then you have your sport mode, which makes things really aggressive. Now with those drive modes, there's drive modes inside of the drive mode. So a sport, there's standard, plus, and individual. Comfort just has comfort, and then Eco Pro, as you can see, has an individual, and then adaptive is just adaptive. So this has a full 360 camera system. Cool thing, backup camera with trajectory lines, front steering wheel, and then bird's eye view as well. You know, normal BMW camera. And then here is the infotainment system. First off, response time with this screen is actually super solid, easy to use. You've got the shortcut bar there on the side, and I mean, what more could you ask for? Now down below, we've got this shortcut button for the safety tech, your hazard lights, and then this is our little climate control area here. It does have a dual zone climate system, and probably noticed there flanking either side, heated and cooled seats for the driver and passenger. And then you probably noticed down below with the preset buttons that you can hover your fingers over, since this doesn't have the new mega screen, right? And then like analog volume control, all that. We have this cool carbon fiber tab, and notice that it opens up to show some cup holders here, and then you got like a wireless phone charging pad. But yeah, look at the carbon fiber here. Tons of controls here in the center. So we have this cool crystal shifter right there, and then we've got a bunch of controls for different functions. Main stuff, you can turn on like the camera system with the button right there, auto stop start, and then your engine stop start, obviously. All the drive modes right there, auto hold, and then you guys can see analog control here for the infotainment system if you don't want to use the touchscreen for some reason. And then important stuff for the convertible side of things. So these buttons right here are for the wind scarf, so that it blows heat on your neck, and then that's for the convertible function to raise and lower it. And then we've got our center console here, which is very spacious, actually. Really nice leather trim here on top too. And then beautiful leather trim all over the dash here with the 8 Series, as you can see, and then decent storage space down the glove box, and then nice leather trim on the outside of the glove box, nice metallic handle. Like this interior, 12 out of 10. And then I'm showing you the mirror so I can show you guys the roof. It's somewhere up there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's up there. So here's our window sticker for this 850i. You guys can see the base MSRP right there. I want to take a quick detour to the warranty. 4-year, 50,000 mile new vehicle warranty. Now this one is loaded up. It's got a lot of stuff, including like the M Performance package. But after all options, our total MSRP right there, $125,640. And look at that with the top down. I know I have the windows up. The windows up kind of makes it look dorky, but also it's going to keep me warm during the driving portion, so don't judge. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, and hopefully you can now see the heads-up display. Both of the mirrors. I love the look of these mirrors. And then you guys can see throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let's set off. Off in the 850i, and you guys better subscribe because I'm driving this with the top down at night when it's like 30 degrees outside, so you got to appreciate me. Just, it's honestly not that bad. I'm actually used to the cold at this point. Finally grew my winter layers. That was awkward, but anyways, let's talk about how this BMW convertible drives. First off, with the top down, it's, I don't know, it's such like a serene experience. Definitely can feel the cold air blowing around my head. That's definitely an experience. I love how this drives. The steering's really good. Suspension's very comfortable. That's something that BMW's done a really good job with, is just making sure their suspension's really comfortable. And it just gave me a warning that it's really cold outside. It's probably like, hey, put the top up, you idiot. No, we gotta do this for car review's sake. You know, a little bit of wind buffeting, but it's honestly not that bad. I do like the ambient lighting here. It's one of the cool things about doing some of these night reviews is seeing ambient lighting from some of the different manufacturers. Let's actually pop it into the Eco Pro mode. See how that feels. Yeah, just like other BMWs I've tested, the Eco Pro really like tones things down with the acceleration. Yeah, it pulls back a massive amount. pop into the sport mode. So we're gonna do the Sport Plus. Suspension, you can feel it's firmer. Exhaust is a lot louder. You guys heard that exhaust clip? Oh my gosh, the pops. Listen. Oh, it didn't do it that time. Those pops are awesome. By the way, sorry about the wind noise in this driving section. This is what happens when you drive with the top down. Oh, those pops. Yeah, BMW is just so good with the suspension. They have absolutely mastered that when it comes to their vehicles. Because yeah, it's like no creaking, super good. I'm gonna turn the heated steering wheel now because my hands are starting to get cold. But yeah, they've done a good job. This sounds so good too. Okay, so we are in manual mode and listen to that. That is just, oh my gosh, I am absolutely in love. This sounds so good. And honestly, like, having the top down, as cold as it is, it's kind of like when you get cozy in a bed where you kind of like are breathing in cold air, but then like my hands are now warm because the heated steering wheel. I got the wind scarf, which helps out, the heated seats on. So it's honestly not too bad. It's not too bad. Those burbles, just listen to that. Sounds so good. Sorry that this review is like half of me playing with the exhaust, but like BMW with their new exhausts, just I'm so in love with them. They've done such a fantastic job. So gotta move my fingers a little bit. They're falling asleep because of the cold. So summing things up here, I think this car looks great. The convertible definitely, like, I don't know, it just brings this car alive. It's a completely different driving experience. It's so fun. Listen to that. That's like it's like echoing off the buildings. BMW, what have you cooked up here? Yeah, if you want a fast, fun, comfortable convertible that sounds fantastic, like seriously, this is an absolute blast to drive. You got to check this 8 Series out. This car is so underrated. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this 850i. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the BMW of Pleasant Grove, Utah for giving me some time with this 850i. Check out the intro in the description down below. Ask for Brendan if you have any questions. And again, if you want a BMW with no markup, seriously, BMW of Pleasant Grove. I'll see ya.